Good morning, everyone. Peace of Christ with you all. This is episode number 6 into the series of spread religion comparison between Islam and Christianity. So, last episode we talked about the evil Sharia tactics, Islamic Sharia tactics to suppress Christians and indirectly enforce them into Islam. We saw the Omarian laws, the Omarian rules to govern Christians, and we proved that all the Islamic scholars, Sunni scholars, agree that those rules are historic and real and is based on the Islamic Sharia. Now, I promise you that next time I will show you historical examples, historical applications to did they really apply this evil Sharia? Don't build the churches. Don't practice your religion. Don't go out of the church to, for example, to celebrate Palm Sunday. Don't rise a cross. We saw all that as a rules. Now we will see it as an action. So so let's now delve into that. I will show you now. Now here is what you're gonna notice into this broadcast, that I will not use any resource outside of the Islamic historical books written by Islamic historians. Okay, so let me be clear. I can get you more evidence from non-Muslim scholars, but no, I will commit myself that I will only use Muslim historians through Muslim or Islamic books. So as we're gonna see, I think I will have multiple examples today. I can do more, but it just like I'm giving you a flavor from different Islamic eras. So our first reference today is an Islamic history book for a scholar, a Muslim scholar called Shamsuddin al-Zahabi. He's a Shafi'i, and he died 748 AH, which is basically about the 14th century. And of course, I will not try to translate the Arabic name for this book. It's too much. Like, you don't need to know. العبر في خبر من غبر للذهب. So let's now see what he says about destroying churches. If you go to page 1, part 2 of the book is in multiple parts, and part 2 of the book, page 192, here is what he mentions, and this happened around year 400 AD. So it was around just before the Crusades. And I have admissions from Muslim historians that this incident was one of the main causes for the Crusades. It incited that it was very hateful and was very humiliating for Christianity, because what happened is someone destroyed the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. The Church of Resurrection, it was the main monument for Christian pilgrimage in centuries ago, and until now, until today. The Church of Resurrection is the main site for the Christian pilgrimage. So what happens is, we find in page 192, and in it the ruler Al-Ubaydi demolished rubbish church. Oh, so let me explain this part. Why they are calling this church rubbish church? Well, the name resurrection, which is the resurrection of Jesus, it's in Arabic is the قيامة المسيح. In Arabic, it is قيامة المسيح. So now the word قيامة rhymes with another Arabic word called the قمامة, which means garbage. So they used to call the Church of the Holy Resurrection in Jerusalem, they used to call it كنيسة قمامة, as a humiliation for the whole Christian world. And it is a humiliation for the concept that Jesus died on the cross and was risen on the third day. So they used to call it rubbish church. And I can get you evidence for that in more than 70 Islamic religion book. I can give you a list of more than 70 books. All agree to call that holy church, they call it rubbish church or garbage church. كنيسة قمامة. So what happened in Ubaidi destroyed it year 398 AH, which is around probably year 1035, something like that. So here what happened, he demolished the church in the kingdom and called out whoever converted. He invited all Christians to convert to Islam or leave his kingdom. So he said, you either convert to Islam or be expelled. There is also in the text, you'll find a humiliation for the Jews also. So he ordered that the Jews put in their neck the head of a bull. The head of a bull, like as a humiliation for the Jews. And he also ordered Christians to put in their neck a heavy wooden or metal cross. So this happened year 400 AH. Now we have more examples to talk about. Now this is an earlier example. This is during the reign of Harun al-Rashid. So if you go to a book called المذمة في استعمال أهل الذمة, and the Muslim scholar name is Ibn al-Naqash, and page 283, you will find that Harun al-Rashid and the Dhimma was, what does it mean by the Dhimma? The people of the book, Christians and Jews. And the Dhimma was discharged from their deeds, from their work, from their jobs. Right? The Dhimma were discharged from their jobs. And Muslims were employed in their place. And he changed their uniforms and clothes. He destroyed churches, and Islamic, hear that. He destroyed churches. So not only taking the jobs of Christians and gave it to Muslims, he destroyed the churches. And listen to this. And the Islamic scholars give him a fatwa to do so. He didn't do that from his own belief or mind. He got a fatwa from the Islamic Sharia. So you see, the Umayyan rules in action are kicking, are alive in history. So he took a fatwa from the Muslim scholars, and nobody said objected that. So they were not like two teams having different of opinion. No, they were all agreed and gave him a fatwa. Here we go. We stand for you. Go destroy the churches. It is halal. It is Islamic Sharia. Right? So this is a very important statement, and the book name again, of course it will be ridiculous that I will translate the book name. المذمة في استعمال أهل الذمة ابن النقاش. All right, let's see more. Here now, this guy, this is Muslim Amir, is called a very righteous caliph, and they call him even the fifth virtual righteous caliph. He's called in Arabic خامس الخلفاء الراشدين. And good morning to whoever is saluting me. I salute you with the peace of Christ, JDS. So, Omar ibn Abdul Aziz that are pictured in the Islamic media and Islamic culture and Islamic literature, that he is a pious and righteous caliph, he was applying the Sharia law and destroying churches. And I have more than one evidence, but I will only provide one. So our reference is a book called Al-Musannaf, Musannaf Abd al-Razzaq. And this is written very early. Nobody can say, no, this is not historically reliable because it was written 1,000 years Hijri. No, this was written 211 AH, 211 Hijri, very near to the time of Omar ibn Abd al-Aziz. And Abd al-Razzaq is a very well-known Islamic scholar and historian in Yemen. And he is related to Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Okay, I think Ahmad ibn Hanbal was his student. One of the people that discipled Ahmad ibn Hanbal was this guy, Abd al-Razzaq. In his book Al-Musannaf, what did he say? Let's see. Part 5 of the book and page 155, translating, Omar ibn Abd al-Aziz wrote to Arwa ibn Muhammad, which was a governor, to destroy churches in Muslim lands. And he did. Urwa did, based on the commands of Omar ibn Abd al-Aziz to destroy the churches. Happened in history, right? So nobody really, they are all, if you're a pious Muslim, you will apply the Sharia law, destroy churches. So as if they are forcing Christians to become Muslims by time, right? And this is one aspect. I didn't talk about jizya. I can talk about other stuff. I can talk about violent acts. I'm just talking only about specifically persecution by destroying churches. Now, and of course, you can, since it is an Omarian law, it is a deed of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second caliph after Muhammad, also destroyed churches. We find that in this book, منهج الصواب في 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 قبح استكتاب أهل الكتاب. منهج الصواب في قبح استكتاب أهل الكتاب. Yes, so let's see what's منهج الصواب في قبح استكتاب أهل الكتاب. And the scholar is called Ibn al-Durayham. He died 762 Hijri. Ibn al-Durayham, Masri Shafi'i. He died 762 Hijri. What does it say? وأمر عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه أن تهدم كل كنيسة لم تكن قبل الإسلام، ومنع أن تحدث كنيسة، وأمر أن لا يظهر صليب خارج من كنيسة إلا كسر على رأس صاحبه. Let me translate that into English. Omar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, ordered that every church that did not exist before Islam to be demolished, and he forbade the construction of new churches, and he commanded, listen to this, so he any church that did not exist before Islam, like if someone built a church after it became a Muslim land, they go and destroy it, and forbade construction of any new church. And also, you saw in the Omarian laws, Omarian rules, that he prevented maintaining all the churches. So all churches will end up to be demolished because all the churches has no you are not allowed to maintain it and renew it. It will fall down by time. So, and he commanded, listen to this, and he commanded that no cross should appear outside of a church, and that a cross should not appear outside the church unless it was broken on the head of its owner. So if he saw a cross outside of the church, he will take this cross and will beat the Christian over his head. So let's say a priest tried to put some wooden cross on the church. If he saw it, if the Muslim ruler or the Muslim people saw this cross, by the order of Omar ibn Khattab, they should get that cross and get that priest and hit the priest on his head with this cross. And probably a hit over the head is a murder, right? You cannot expect that he will live after that. It is basically murdering him in a humiliating way. This was the punishment for putting a cross on a church in the days of Umar ibn al-Khattab and who follows. Do I need to say more? I don't think so. And with that, those was some examples. We saw an example from 400 Hijri. We saw an earlier example from Harun al-Rashid. And those are all examples from Islamic Muslim historian books. Like I can get you more from Christian eyewitnesses that was recorded into history. I can go and get you, for example, a university in the West that has a history book, and they will have even more. They will have even more examples that show Islam fascism toward the Christians of the Middle East and the evil Islamic Sharia law. But all that I gave you examples from Muslim books, Omar ibn Khattab, Omar ibn Abdul Aziz, Harun al-Rashid, different eras, different Islamic eras, and even after that. With that, I will leave you with the peace of Christ, and I will probably do one or two more episodes and do more spread religion comparisons and talk about more evil examples in history and law dealing with non-Muslims. Thank you. Peace and